Minnesota weather is relentless. The ice, the snow, the summer humidity, your home's exterior can take a beating. What if your siding was made to stand strong through it all? Hardy Fiber Cement Siding is engineered for our climate. It resists cracking in the freezing cold and won't swell in the summer heat. You get the timeless beauty of wood with lasting protection and low maintenance. Your home deserves the #1 brand of siding in North America. Learn more at jameshardy.com. That's jameshardy.com.
And just like that, we're back for game number 2 of Semifinal Friday from Grand Casino Arena. Kevin Fallness along with Danny Ryan at high atop the Grand Casino Ice in the Al Shaver press box, bringing you all the action of the Delano Tigers taking on the Warroad Warriors. Danny, we saw a good one in game number 1, and it was Hibbing that survived. What are you expecting in this titanic matchup of the City Boys against the Northern Boys?
I think we're going to see a high-flowing game between these two squads. They met in the first game of the season where Delano won 3-1, but Warroad controlled that game in the shots department, coming away 33-16 to end that game. Warroad ahead. I think we're going to see, this might be one of those 5-4 type of games, going back and forth, a couple of swings to each side, as I expect we're going to see called the Hollandins a lot today. There's 3 of them on Delano's team, and get used to Shagabay and Anderson on Warroad's side, as they will be all over the ice as well.
They've introduced the starters. Everyone's ready for that opening drop of the puck. Who will advance to face off against the Hibbing Blue Jackets noon tomorrow in St. Paul? The Delano Tigers come in as the number 2 seed. They bring with them a fancy 23-4-2 record. They advanced out of Wednesday's quarterfinal matchup by beating Mankato West 6-2. They'll face off against the Warroad Warriors. They've got the number 3 seed, and they advance with a 5-0 shutout over Northern Lakes. Their record is 23-5-1. Jay Hardwick behind the Warriors bench. Garrett Van Bergen behind the bench for the Delano Tigers. The goaltending matchup for Delano, it'll be Evan Guyan. He's the senior goaltender who's 12-0-1 on the year, 24 saves against Mankato West to help them advance. For the Warroad Warriors, would have been Finn Hansen, but he's injured, Danny. He's dealing with a back issue, so Patrick Kennedy comes in, got the start, and made 24 saves against Northern Lakes to notch his 3rd shutout of the season. So the senior netminder gets the call and is already 7-0-0 on the season, despite being the backup to Hansen.
Those might be inflated numbers because he played in the backup scenario in a lot of games and not the starter, so did not play in the key games. So his goals against of .69 and a save percentage of .965 are not necessarily accurate, though he is good and the team trusts him. It's just a little bit different than Finn Hansen in net.
It's a little different when you talk about the tail of the tape, too, as far as pedigree goes. The Warroad Warriors, of course, they've been here a few times. It's their 26th trip to state, and they've already won 4 titles, but they haven't won it since 2005. Meanwhile, for Delano, no state titles. This is their 5th trip to state and their first quarterfinal victory. So they're in unproven territory there for them. They're here to show that they belong. Again, they come in as the number 2 seed and a pretty darn good team, having won 6 in a row into today and 13-0-1 since January 10th. But we'll see what they've got up their sleeve for the Warroad Warriors, who, by the way, they've won 10 straight, outscoring their opposition 60-4 in those 10 victories. So obviously high-powered, and they're back underway. Game number 2 is underway, and the Delano Tigers have control of the puck. They step over the blue line, deep behind Kennedy, behind his cage, looking over his left shoulder here as Delano tries to bring it to the front of the net, hits out the outside of the cage. And Roderick Jackson forced to play it for the Warriors. Delano gets it at center ice, just inside the red line. They'll dump it in and chase it. They'll dump and chase right off the bat. Just over a minute into this hockey game. Looking for our first shot of the hockey game. We know how that worked out for the Hibbing Blue Jackets. 17 seconds in, they took the 1-0 lead and skated to a 4-2 victory in the first semifinal game of Semifinal Friday. Promises to be another good one here in St. Paul. Thanks for joining us wherever you're listening to us on KFAN.com/watch. We bring you the Tourney, and it's presented by James Hardy, #1 brand of siding in North America. An icing right off the bat, so a face-off coming deep in the Warroad end.
Very strong jersey matchup game we have today. Warroad wearing their traditional black jerseys with yellow numbers, and Delano wearing their whites with the huge tiger head at the center of it.
We're used to seeing orange and white in the state tournament. We're just not used to seeing them on semifinal Friday.
Yeah, both in the AA and the Class A side, as this is Delano's first Friday appearance.
It certainly is. That was a shot at Zach Halverson, who's listening and probably grinding his teeth as we speak, because we all know how good the White Bear Lake Bears are. At least getting to state is just getting past that opening round, and that's the shot that lives on in infamy for him and his Bears. Meanwhile, to the right of Guyan, the Tigers are able to get it out to center ice. Grabbed here by Ryan Lee. He'll dump it in. Line change coming here for the Warriors. To the right of Guyan once again. Deep in his own end, looking for the home run pass. Sends it over the blue line. It sits there in no man's land. Finally poked free by the Tigers. One of 3 Hollandins out there today. 2 of them are brothers. Number 62, Lance, and number 12, Daniel, and they got their cousin Bennett, number 22. So Hollandin's all over the place, Danny, and it sounds like this is only the tip of the iceberg. There's more coming down the pipeline.
And there's a large Finnish community in Delano, and it's not the first time that we've seen the family of Hollandins come through the program, too.
Here come the Tigers trying to break free. A shot from outside the left circle. Goes wide of the cage. Meanwhile, the Warriors able to grab it, and they get a shot from the top of their left circle, of the Tigers' left circle, saved by Guyan, and we'll get a face-off to his right. I want to give a quick shout-out to a buddy of mine, youth hockey coach for the Delano Tigers, actually in the hospital, dealing with some health issues. He's been going through it. He's a trooper, man. He's been fighting the good fight, and I know he'd give anything to be here right now. He's in the hospital dealing with whatever malady he's going through, and I know that his name is Todd Williams, coaches on the youth hockey level there in Delano, and we wish you nothing but the best of luck there, Mr. Williams. Significantly older than me, but he's a hell of a fighter, much harder fighter than I am, and we're about the same age, but I like to give him that shot. Like I take shots at White Bear Lake, anyone that's even significantly just a little bit older than me, I'm going to use that shot to the best of my. Everyone I know is younger than me, but not Todd. So keep it going, Todd. We know that you're fighting the good fight, and keep it going for everyone that loves you, including yours truly here live from Grand Casino Arena. We've got the lighter lit for you and your plight. Meanwhile, Todd's Tigers with it in the low slot. Comes up to just inside the blue line. Squirts out to center ice. Dumped in once again by the Tigers. Grabbed by the Warriors. Sets it inside the Delano blue line. They'll dump it in. Played at the trapezoid. Big check behind the cage by Wallach. And that sets the Tigers free at center ice. Played by Kangas. In the near corner, back behind the cage. Hollandin right around to the top of the blue line. We'll do our best to signify which Hollandin is there, but pretty much anytime Delano touches it, it feels like a Hollandin is probably going to be in on the action.
Each time you should be nervous if you're a Warroad fan, as they are some of their best players as well.
Lance Hollandin tries to center a pass. That goes out to center ice. Warroad with it now. Dumps it in at the red line. It might have been an icing, but Guyan jumps over his cage, leaps it, and grabs it with his mitt and pulls it out of midair. Leaves it for his defense. They lead the rush up the ice. Drop pass, that failed to click, and now here comes Warroad. 2-on-2, not an odd man rush, but still with speed. Just over the blue line from the left point, takes the shot. You heard the blocker saved by Guyan. Puts it into the near corner. Played now by Delano. This will be Bennett Hollandin, the cousin to the two brothers. Hollandin's everywhere within that lineup, and this one misses its pass, and that'll bring a face-off to the left of Guyan. 11:46 left to go in the first period. Delano looking for their first shot of the hockey game. Warroad with a 3-0 advantage.
It's kind of an up-and-down game so far, but nothing to show for it for the Tigers. No shots yet. It's up and down, not a lot of settlement in the offensive zone. Quick breakouts going the other way and just transition play taking over.
Here comes Andrew Brewitt with it for the Tigers. To the right of Kennedy in the Warroad end. At the near corner. Finally squirts free for the Warriors. They'll put it out to neutral ice. Taken away by Bennett Hollandin. In front of the scorer's table. Comes free for Andrew Brunette.
Yeah.
Andrew Brunette, actually the head coach for the Predators, pronounced Andrew Brunette. This is Andrew Brewitt, who draws the penalty here, and the Warriors are going to the box. The first power play is going to the Tigers.
Taylor Humanick going in. See what that was, a hook or hold or something. It was 2 minutes, and it was an easy 2 minutes to call every single time as well.
Power play on the horizon here, and its puck is down. Man advantage for the Tigers from the center point, off to the right point, back to the center point position. Tigers controlling play, looking for the shot, and getting plenty of passes as Warroad keeps them at arm's length. Jumps out to the top of the blue line, played here by Connor. Centering shot from the right dot at the left point, kept in barely by Connor once again from the right circle. A little dance amongst his own set. Up to the left point, top of the left circle, fans on the pass, and that's gobbled up by Warroad, and they'll send it the length of the ice. Guyan plays it, leaves it for Connor behind his own cage. Connor with it. Osha Connor up, sets it up to the right wing for Delano. Leaves it for Daniel Hollandin. Hollandin to Lance Hollandin. Takes the shot, top of the circles. Save by Kennedy. Maybe his second shot, second save of the period for Kennedy. Up to the challenge. Still a minute left to go on the power play for Delano.
Warroad coming into the day with a penalty kill at 92.3%, and the power play for Delano is rocking at 27%.
Face-off won by Delano. Back to the left point. Played by Jackson Wallach. Off for Hollandin. Takes the shot, hits a leg for Warroad. They were able to gather the rebound and send it all the way down to Guyan in the far corner. He leaves it for his defense. They're in retreat. Here comes the power play. Still 42 seconds left to go. The Tiger power play runs into the ref in the near corner, so they're finally able to gather it in. And this will be Wallach. Wallach leading the charge. Up the wing for Bennett Hollandin. Throws it into the far corner, kept in at the right point by Wallach. At the far half wall, grabbed by the Warroad PK. Sends it the length of the ice. Guyan leaves it for his defense. Still 12 seconds left to go in the man advantage. 9:18 left to go in period number one. Still scoreless in St. Paul. Coming up on the left wing. Crashing the net, shoots, he scores! It's a Hollandin! This one's Daniel with goal number 42 on the season. Their second shot of the hockey game. It's a power play goal, and Delano leads 1-0.
The Mr. Hockey candidate shows off his skill there, driving to the net strong and just pushes the puck past Patrick Kennedy. Fantastic play as he just uses his muscle. Shows off why he's the recent Michigan Tech commit. Takes the pass on the blue line and just wheels himself in and goes 5-hole as he stretches Pat Kennedy. You got to put a lid on him if you're Warroad and just watch him every time he's out there because he's so deadly. That is his 42nd goal of the year.
What a job by him to get into open ice. Great opportunity here for Warroad as they try to close the gap in a hurry. That one doesn't quite work because Guyan's able to seal the cage and Delano's able to regroup in their own end. A connection there, some friendly fire there for the Tigers. They're able to evolve any type of tragedy there in their own end. Warroad centering pass, blocked out front by the Tigers. Warroad circling their zone, looking for a shot. Back up top from the left circle, takes the shot, save by Guyan. Great opportunity there for Warroad, and that'll be Parker Mose with the shot, but a save by Guyan. Faceoff coming to his right. We got our first break in the period, but we're not taking breaks because we're on KFAN.com/watch, so we'll keep it here and tell you that Delano is still skating with the 1-0 lead. 8:28 left to go in the first period. Only 2 shots on goal by the Tigers, but one of them comes on the power play and starts the scoring. They lead 1-0.
Yeah, Delano looking good right now, but Warroad, they have to answer in this period if I'm Warroad, and just you cannot let this game slip away. On the season, Delano is on a goals streak. They have scored 146 on the year, and what that means translated-wise, that is 5.03 goals per game. On Warroad's side, they are scoring as well. They are on a 4.7 goals per game spree. But truly, you never want a game to slip away from you, especially on semifinal Friday. Keeping it close and down the stretch as soon as you can.
They almost answered right away, though. That next face-off, Warroad drove it right in on net. Guyan up to the challenge and made the big stop. He's perfect through the first 10 minutes, whatever it is, 9.5 minutes, 8.5 minutes into this hockey game with 5 first-period saves. But regardless, Delano with the 1-0 advantage thanks to Hollandin getting on the board. One of 3 Hollandins. This one, Daniel Hollandin, the big goal scorer there, got his 42nd of the season. 75 points now on the year. That's a guy that, like you say, they've got to contain if you're going to keep the number 2 seeded Delano Tigers at bay.
Exactly. And the Michigan State commit, Mr. Hockey finalist. If you're Warroad, just lid him and just watch him and spy him every time he's out there, because he's going to play a factor, especially with the final change that Delano has as well.
Face off to the right of Guyan, waiting for those red lights to go off at the scorer's table, signifying the end of the TV timeout. Everything's about TV in this world. How about radio timeouts for a change? Let us direct the traffic.
Oh, that would be nice. A radio timeout?
We'd never take them. Forget about TV. No, I'm just kidding. We love the guys on TV. Micheletti doing a great job on the desk today, along with our buddy Chris Long. So they are doing a great job on the TV. But we thank you for joining us here. KFAN.com/watch. Presented by James Hardy, #1 brand of siding in North America. Kevin Fallness and Danny Ryan from Grand Casino Arena, bringing you all the fun and lights and sounds of Semifinal Friday here in the Boys State High School Hockey Tournament. Icing is the call, so like it never happened, to the right of Guyan, we're going to do another face-off. An offensive zone face-off for the Warroad Warriors, down 1-0 in the hockey game. On the dot, Ryan Shagabe, they call him Mooney, wins that face-off, but it's blocked by the Tigers, and it goes all the way out to center ice. In retreat mode, Broden Hotvet for the Warriors. Sends it the length of the ice. The puck actually screams into the low slot. Massive bouncing like popcorn in that blue paint. Almost goes in off the skate of Gavin Anderson, but Guyan able to keep an eyeball on it and keep it out of harm's way.
Fantastic play there by Gavin Anderson. He's the leading point scorer for Warroad. He's got 31 goals on the year, 65 points. He's having a fantastic junior season. Obviously paired with Mooney Shagbe and Roderick Jackson, the freshman.
Almost bounced in off his ankle, but close doesn't count when you're looking for goals. Here comes Delano again in that low slot, going all the way down to the other side of the ice, and the Tigers are dangerous right off the bat. From a weird angle, just below the dot, Hollandin looking for, well, this is Lance Hollandin, who was down deep. Goal line extended, throws one in on net, and Patrick Kennedy able to keep that one out. Remain 1-0, 7:39 left to go in the first. Face off to the left of Kennedy. Face off won by the Warriors. Able to get it out to center ice. Grant Brewitt. Intercepted by Warroad. They'll throw it in, but they'll do so at the expense of offsides. And another faceoff coming in the Warriors' end. Patrick Kennedy, not the typical starter here for the Warriors, but Finn Hansen goes down with injury, dealing with a back problem late in the playoffs. Huge drop-off between Hansen and Kennedy, or is it pretty even?
Well, the one thing I'll say about Finn Hansen is he is a big game goaltender. He always shows up in the big games, and that is important when you're looking at a state tournament roster.
Face-off won by the Tigers. Throws the shot in on goal. Another rebound chance here for Kangas. Stopped by Kennedy. Out to center ice. Tigers in their own end. Played by Nelson behind his cage. Tries to do a spin, trying to elude the forecheck by Warroad. Goes into the far corner. Lance Hollandin tries to gather it in. Instead, it's gobbled up by Warroad. They send one in from the outside rim of the far circle. Saved by Guyan again when faceoff coming down in the Tigers' end of things.
Ryan Shamanek there with a little shoulder or back-footed shot. Try to get Guyan not looking.
Faceoff won by Warroad at the blue stripe. Takes the shot, goes into a sea of bodies in the low slot, and the Tigers able to emerge with it. Just over the blue line, dumped in by Perlick. And it goes in front to Kennedy, who jumps on it, and now we'll get a face-off to his left.
6:44 left in the period. Shots still in favor of Warroad, 7-4. Not a lot of quality shots by the Warriors, though.
Warroad gets this draw, drags it back behind their net. At the near half wall, goes out to center ice, into the Tiger end. They dump it back out to the red line once again, and the Warriors return the favor. No icing on that one. Free and clear. So the Tigers out of their own end try to bring it the length of the ice. Bennett Hollandin with it. Squirts on goal to Patrick Kennedy. He directs traffic into the far corner. One of his guys throws it the length of the ice and back behind Guyan. He sees it's going to be an icing, and yet another faceoff coming for the Tigers. An offensive draw for Delano down in the Warroad end.
5 minutes ago, this game had very good flow back and forth, but
it does not now.
No, it does not.
Icing. Defensive zone faceoff win by Warroad at the near half wall. Try to get it out. Instead, it's blocked by Osha Connor. He's knocked off the puck by Warroad, and now there's a sea of bodies down there in the corner trying to get it out. They do to Hollandin. One of the Hollandins sends it out front. Save by Kennedy. Best save of the period thus far for Patrick Kennedy. Point blank for Delano.
That was Daniel Hollandin with the point blank shot there, the lone goal scorer for the Tigers.
Dumped in over the blue line. It'll be a delayed offside, so the Tigers have to touch up. They do so. That gives some free ice to Warroad, and making the most of it is Broden Hotvet. Takes a shot off those inboards. Man, I thought that found the back of the cage. Actually hit the outside of the net. A little bit of an optical illusion from up here. That's no illusion. Pad save by Guyan. Keeps it out. Delano happy to just dump it and end up with the icing, but they got to get their composure here because some great chances for Warroad, but Guyan up to the opportunities, stops them, keeps it a 1-0 hockey game.
Yeah, Broden Hontfint there with a really good opportunity coming down to the defenseman, shooting at the top of the circles, and I thought, like you, Kevin, that one went on net, but it looks like it just went wide.
Saw the ripple of the net behind Guyan, but the optical illusion, it was clearly on the outside of the cage, and by the reaction of everyone behind that net, it was obvious it did not go anywhere near in. So my old man eyes deceived me, but I didn't call a goal. The ripple, it momentarily stopped me. Another save here by Patrick Kennedy outside of the hash marks on the outside of the circle on the far side. I like another face-off.
I like to think that was such a hard shot, Kevin, that we saw the net move because of it.
Maybe that's what it is?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
There you go. That's fine.
Let's be optimistic here.
I like it. Keep it all on the up and up. Face-off win here by Warroad. Tried to get it out, but we got a whistle. Their helmets are locked together. I can't say that I've seen that one.
Oh, I have.
You've seen that?
Yeah, I've seen that.
They came together off the face-off, and it looks like their helmets got together. That would be Casey Hendrickson for the Warroad Warriors, along with the captain, Jacob Perlick, for the Delano Tigers.
I've seen that before. It's weird. Normally it happens in front of the net, on a scrum or something like
How
that.
awkward. Hey, how you doing? I'm fine. Can you get away from me? I can't. I'm locked in. Okay, me too. Face-off won by Delano. Quick little one-timer, but it's blocked by the Warroad defense. Goes all the way to Guyan in the other end of the ice. Left here by Bennett Hollandin. Grabbed by Warroad. Kept in at the right point. Takes the shot from the long ways out. Misses the net, looking for a redirection. That fails to happen, and now here comes Delano. Knocked off the puck was Geisinger as he crosses over the blue line. Warroad has it back. Pushed out to the red line. And now here they come with a lot of motion, looking for the rebound. That was going to be Lund for Hontvet. Failed to click. Now here comes Delano the other direction. No icing on this one. Half the Delano squad goes for a line change, and it's a turnover behind the net. A great opportunity for Delano. Doesn't end up in a shot. Now here comes Warroad down the right wing. In the near corner. Back behind Guyan, looking nervously over his right shoulder. Delano trying to get it back out. They grab it, throw it out to center ice, and I think this will be an icing. In fact, it will. We're down to 3:47 left to go in this hockey game. One goal. It goes to Delano. They lead Warroad 1-0.
Yeah, it's some pretty good flow back again going as they're showing the latest chance by Warroad on the scoreboard with a shot by, it looks like Connor Lund. Yeah, got that one. But still not that great a opportunity yet for the Warriors. They just keep missing things ever so slightly.
Face-off won eventually by the Tigers. It's at center ice. Left here for a Hollandin. And rebound scores! Lance Hollandin to Daniel Hollandin. He's got his second of the hockey game and 43rd of the season. Delano has broken open a 2-0 advantage.
Daniel Hollandin has found something right now. Both of these goals, he's been at the right place, right time, and knows where he is at in front of the net. And beats Patrick Kennedy yet again. Wow.
Showing the replay here, and it was Lance Hollandin that dragged everyone down with him, and that left some open ice in front of Patrick Kennedy. And like you said, at the right place at the right time was their leading goal scorer, Daniel Hollandin, with his second of the contest to help Delano build up a 2-0 advantage.
You got to put a hat on that if you're Warroad. That's an obvious, error. If you look at the replay, you got to block him out because he is so talented at scoring goals.
Yeah, of all the guys you can't leave alone, that would be number one with a bullet for the Delano Tigers. They do so. He makes them pay. And now late in the first, Delano skates with a 2-0 lead. I can't imagine Warroad's going to go away quietly. We'll see how they can end things up here in this first period. Broken stick back behind the play. Just had to buy my kid a stick at the end of the season and practice. Everything's over. He's doing one-timers, practicing one-timers after a practice in the final practice, and he breaks a $400 stick.
No.
He was not greeted with happiness by his father.
That's after Christmas, too.
And you know what? It was about 4 days after the warranty had expired. To make matters worse.
I'm sick, Kevin.
So was I. He was not the favorite fallness child after that, let me tell you. Warroad with it late in period number one. Down in their offensive zone, trying to get it free into the blue paint. Smothering effort defensively by Delano, and they're able to spring it free. This is Henry Tate with it. Tate tries to send it into the slot. Instead, it's kicked into the near corner to the right of Patrick Kennedy. In the Warroad defensive end, back behind the cage, you can hear the refs say, come on, get it free, kick it loose. No one's able to do it thus far. Finally, Warroad able to send it up, but it's met at the right point by the Tigers. They'll just dump it back in. We'll try to do it again. Delano with it in their offensive end. But here comes Warroad. They were able to intercept that one. Just happy to dump it in off the glass, as you heard, off the end boards. Nifty move here defensively for Warroad. For Delano make that, trying to get it out. Squirts free. trying to get it out. Finally, Delano able to gather it in. This will be Oja Connor. Just throws it outside the blue line. Dumped right back in by Warroad as they touch up for the delayed offsides. At the scorer's table, comes free. No penalty, despite the fact that there was some smothering going on at the blue line. Warroad able to get it out, though, once again at center ice. The Delano Tigers. Everyone touches back up. Bringing it up with a head of steam is Wallach. Draws the penalty. Warroad touches it before Guyan can even get to the bench. But regardless, we'll finish off this first period with 1:14 left to go. Delano has drawn the penalty, and they'll go on their second power play. They already scored on one of them.
Yeah, that one was pretty obvious. Is Avon Hotvent going to the box, the freshman. They call him Tootsie.
Okay. I did not know that.
Yeah.
Which one's Tootsie?
Avon in the box.
Tootsie and Mooney.
Yeah.
Interesting.
They have a ton of nicknames up there.
Good. Well, I can't wait to hear more of them. Hopefully we got Mr. Shutout over there behind the cage trying to help him stop this power play attack. Wow, what a save! He got one. Patrick Kennedy, Hollandin. One of the Hollandins were set up on the left dot, and it was a monster save by Patrick Kennedy to keep this a 2-0 hockey game. What a stop.
Did he scorpion that?
It sure looked like, it felt like he went all corners and just put everything out there and got a piece of it somehow, some way.
Oh, no, blocker.
Oh.
He stuck out his blocker and just punched that puck out of midair. Maybe his stick got a piece of that.
What a saucer pass, though, to set it up, though, for Lance Hollandin.
Completely.
But regardless, here we go. Still 50 seconds left to go in period number one. Delano up 2-0 and on the man advantage. They've got the puck inside the blue line, trying a bounce pass off the boards. That fails to click, and now here comes Warroad, short-handed. Can't beat the man. That's Jackson Wallach back to help out his team defensively. Big collision in the near corner, but not before he can get it the pass off to Wallach. Wallach intercepted by Warroad. Guyan plays it behind his own cage. Leaves it here for Geisinger. Off for Hollandin. Bennett Hollandin. Up the wing back for Geisinger. They'll just tap it forward. 10 seconds left to go, and I think Delano is probably happy to skate with a 2-0 lead into the room after one period of play. There's the horn. And when we continue, Delano will still skate with the man advantage for 47 seconds and also enjoy a 2-0 lead.
Yeah, Delano there with a fantastic period, but especially Daniel Hollandin getting both of the goals for the Tiger. The Mr. Hockey candidate showing off the reason why he's in the final 10 for that award. And if you're Warroad, you got to find something right now, and got to draw something to get at least one goal back and start clawing your way into this game.
Like Danny said, Daniel Hollandin with both goals in that first period. His first one comes on the power play. Wallach and Guyan, of all people, get the assists on the goal. That comes at the 7:50 mark. Then at the 13:28 mark, it's Hollandin again. Second of the game, 43rd of the season, set up by Lance Hollandin and Brady Kangas. That's the difference in the hockey game. Delano skating with a 2-0 lead after one period of play. And when we return for the second period, they'll still have 47 seconds left to go on the man advantage. His name is Danny Ryan. I'm Kevin Fallness. Zach Halverson floating around somewhere as well as we bring you the tourney on KFAN.com/watch. Presented by James Hardy, #1 brand of siding in North America. We'll step aside, and when you next hear our voices, we'll bring you the second period from St. Paul. Semifinal Friday on KFAN.com/watch.
can't have the gobbler down here.
Well, I was just thinking if it's turkey, it's got to be something really turkey related, and what's more turkey related than a gobble, right?
I like your thought process.
That was what went through my head in those 5 seconds.
We've got a 20-point game.
That's
Frank and
insightful.
Amelia, 64. Common Little B, 46. With all the 10-pointers. iPad goes over to Common and Amelia. The password is date. Common, despite being on a roll, you still have the option. What would you like to do?
I'm going to go second.
Okay. Frank. Frank and Amelia for 10.
Boyfriend.
Companion.
Common and Lil B for 9.
Dinner.
Guest.
Frank and Amelia for 8.
Prune.
Date.
Oh, damn it. I should have gotten that, Common.
Yeah. But
Dinner was good.
Yeah.
Yeah, dinner. I couldn't think. Just date.
Nuts.
Yeah.
a date's not a nut. It's a.
Yeah, okay.
Well, you could put the nut in the date.
Yeah.
Okay,
And
that's
wrap
great.
some bacon around it.
Yeah.
So, the score now, I believe, is so we're on game point now. Frank and Amelia at 72. Common Lil B 46. So the iPad goes back over to Lil B and Frank. The password is squeak. Lil B, you have the option, and there's no time like the present because they are on match point. If they get 8 or more, they win.
Okay,
What would you like to do?
I'll go first.
Common and Lil B for 10.
Creek.
Squeak.
Bravo.
Thank you. Hey, Common, let's do it again.
Yeah,
Let's go.
me too.
What do we, 80? We played
Yeah,
80?
you
Played
guys are just
80.
8 points away.
I mean, that is related to squeak, right? It's
Sure.
not just a rhyme.
No.
No.
Creak or squeak. No,
Yeah.
that's-
Okay. I was just trying to, I'm going to get
Don't take this
texts
away
if
from me,
I-
Brett.
I know, I'm just saying, I'm going to get text. So, all right. So it's 56 to 72. Frank and Amelia still on game point, 8 or more, and they win. iPad goes over to Common and Amelia. The password is T. Okay. Common, you have the option. What would you like to do?
Go second.
Frank and Amelia for 10 and the win.
Technical.
Support.
I wouldn't get that
Common.
excited about technical support.
Common
Well, when
and
that guy ran in here, I was excited. Fix the iPad.
Common and Lil B for 9.
Coffee.
Oh,
Cup.
Back to Frank and Amelia for 8 and the win.
foul. I'm going a different direction than Common.
Outage.
Common and Lil B for
God.
7.
Golf.
Ball. I don't know.
Back to Frank and Amelia for 6.
Stand.
Foul.
No. No.
Common
Did you not
Lil
hear their
B
clues? Did you not
for
hear their clues
5.
and what Little B said? I mean,
I am listening.
Shirt.
Polo. I don't know what you're talking about.
Last one, Frank and Amelia for 4.
letter.
See?
T.
Tea.
Golf
Technical. I was going one direction. He was going
I was
coffee.
going golf tea, and then it was coffee or tea.
And then he said,
I would have said crumpets. Would you have said tea?
Yes.
Would you really?
Oh, see, no, I was looking at because it is
British.
tea.
Or if you would have said spot,
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
What threw me
I
is
should've went
that
Sorry. I should have went sport.
Let me ask you about that. If it's TEE,
Doesn't matter.
it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
Get 'em to
Okay.
say it.
All right.
Say the sound T and you're in. It doesn't
Okay.
matter how you get
Well,
there.
Got
at
it.
least we're still
Got
alive.
it. Now I know. Okay.
That was painful.
That was
You are still alive.
Oh, no,
Well, I was going one direction.
Yeah, I
and
was-
so we got to combine the
I
whole
mean, it
thing.
sounded like you were on a one-way trip to the couch if you didn't
Yeah.
get that clue. So it's still on match point. Frank and Amelia 72, Common Lil B 56. So 8 or more, Frank and Amelia win. iPad goes over to Lil B and Frank. The password is wallflower. Lil B, 10 points go a long way. What would you like to do with the option?
I'm just gonna do it. I'm gonna go first.
Okay. Common and Lil B for 10.
Headlight. Just F.
Frank and Amelia for 9.
Shy.
Embarrassed?
Common and Lil B, they survive another word, for 8.
Singer.
Pink.
Frank and Amelia for 7.
Quiet.
I have no idea.
Yeah, that's a tough one. Common and Lil B for 6.
Hippie.
Janis Joplin.
Okay.
Frank and Amelia for 5.
Dance.
But I have no idea.
Let's just do one more just for fun.
Why?
Common
This
and Lil
isn't
B.
fun.
This is painful.
Unique. There's nothing else to say. Brett, this word's terrible.
Amelia. If you're shy and quiet at a dance, what's the name that people call you?
Oh, wallflower?
There you-
Wallflowers, one headlight. Great point.
Oh, yeah. I
That's a
don't-
great song.
I-
Why didn't you say there's a, what's his name? Either wallflowers,
Yes.
but isn't it Bob Dylan's son?
Yes.
But I didn't think you were cool
You- how
enough. I
about-
didn't think you were cool enough to get that.
Wow.
I knew the route.
Well,
she was
I heard
going.
headlight and I didn't remember the song. So.
Wallflower.
I broke the
Wallflower.
emergency. We
Okay.
need tough words to stretch time.
Okay, not that word.
So,
That was
really. Here we go. Frank and Amelia, they need 8 points to win. They're at 72. Common, Lil B at 56. iPad goes over to Common and Amelia. The password is urban. Okay.
Ooh, ouch.
Common, you have the option. What would you like to do?
We'll go first.
Common and Lil B for 10.
Rural.
Town.
Frank and Amelia for 9 in the win.
City.
Urban.
Well done.
Thank you.
That was
Thank
really
you.
good. You guys make
really.
beautiful music together. You guys should get married.
You guys should do a show.
Yeah, you should do a show and get married.
Ooh,
work
those
well
last
together.
two were tough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Always fun.
And I
to
didn't know if
hear.
I could say suburban,
Sure you can.
but that's part of the
That's
word.
part of the
part of the
word.
word, though.
Yeah.
Oh,
So I didn't.
a
That's
good
why I
point.
didn't do it. And yeah, rural. And you went town, and that was probably a good answer. I mean, maybe I should have went second. I don't know. I just know we lost. But you know what? We couldn't have lost to two finer people.
Wow.
That's
No,
so
We
seriously.
couldn't
we-
play against two
Yeah.
finer people.
Yeah.
Well, we appreciate
always a
doing
pleasure.
it. It's always fun. Always great for some laughs.
Yeah. The only problem is we
Minnesota weather is relentless. The ice, the snow, the summer humidity, your home's exterior can take a beating. What if your siding was made to stand strong through it all? Hardy Fiber Cement Siding is engineered for our climate. It resists cracking in the freezing cold and won't swell in the summer heat. You get the timeless beauty of wood with lasting protection and low maintenance. Your home deserves the #1 brand of siding in North America. Learn more at jameshardy.com. That's jameshardy.com.
We're back for the second period. Thanks for checking us out on KFAN.com/watch. The Tourney on the Fan is presented by James Hardy, #1 brand of siding in North America. And we're getting ready for the second period. Delano on the power play when they drop the puck. And already up 2-0 thanks to a pair of goals from Daniel Hollandin. 42nd and 43rd of the season. And that's why Delano has the 2-0 lead after one period of play. What did you think from the first period there, Danny Ryan?
Don't let a Hollandin touch the puck, it seems like, if you're Warroad. And again, if you're Warroad, you need to find some magic quickly. Delano really had a strong period led by the Hollandins, all of them, all three of them on this squad. Try to answer this as quickly as possible. Otherwise, this could go pear-shaped quickly. It just has that feeling right now.
Yep. They need some offensive push here for the Warroad Warriors. Again, two teams with different resumes for sure. The Warroad Warriors down 2-0, but they've been here. They've done that. They know what the state tournament is all about. They've come here quite a bit. This is their 26th trip to state for the Delano Tigers. It's just their 5th. And they're looking for their first state title in school history. The Warriors, of course, have won it already 4 times, but haven't done it since 2005. We'll see what they can do here, starting in this second period as they try to kill off the rest of this penalty. Puck is down, face-off won by Warroad, and they dump it down back behind Evan Guyan. Now here come the Tigers. 30 seconds left to go on this power play. Leaves it on the wing for Daniel Hollandin, gets the puck in on net. Save again by Patrick Kennedy at the near half wall. Goes out to center ice. Warroad happy to send it the length of the ice as they continue to try to kill off this power play. Big penalty kill here for the Warriors as they try to get themselves back in this hockey game. Puck at the right point here for Delano, though. Takes the shot through a screen and a nifty save by Patrick Kennedy. That wasn't easy because he had traffic jumping in front of him in the form of Brady Kangas just as that puck came in on net.
Yeah, Brady Kangas really creating as much traffic as he could, making himself as distracting as possible. And Patrick Kennedy with the good save there. 1 second left, go.
That's all I was going to say. 1 second left to go on the power play, so they get an offensive zone face-off before Warroad springs from the box. Puck is down. It's 5-on-5 hockey, and the Warriors have it at center ice. Out of the box is Avon Huntvet. Touches it as it goes into the far corner. Now to the right of Guyan. Back behind him again. He looks over his left shoulder and sees play in the far corner. Behind his cage again. Delano looking for an outlet. Finally will bank it off the window and get it out to center ice. Dumped back in by Warroad. That could have been an icing. They didn't call that one. That was just over on the other side of the red line. I mean, they were pretty determined about the icing calls in the first game. Maybe they let that one slide a little bit.
A little bit, but I'm surprised they let that happen.
Me too. Oh, score! Off friendly fire. It's shot from the left circle. And taking the shot is Gavin Anderson. It looked like it was going to be just a nothing burger, but it hits off some skates and it ends up behind Evan Guyan. And the only person more surprised by that was Evan Guyan.
Yeah, this was a strange shot. It was a nothing. That was a nothing shot by Gavin Anderson, just trying to put something on net. It deflects off of a Delano player's stick. I can't tell which stick that was.
This will give you the angle.
Yeah.
It actually won't.
It won't.
We're looking at the crest. Oh, number 9. Number 9. Jacob Perlick goes in off of him, and it ends up beating Guyan. Probably was going wide of the cage, hits off the hosel of his stick, and ends up back. And now here we are. Just like that, they kill off the penalty, and now they have cut the lead in half. And now they're asking for more. Another shot off the net. Score! Off the window, the rebound ends up behind Guyan, and 2 goals in about 10 seconds pulls this game even at 2 apiece.
Mooney Shagabe using the bouncy boards to his advantage and just puts the puck right on the doorstep and slams it home.
What a bad series of events for Guyan. I mean, he's done nothing wrong.
No.
One goes in off the hosel of his own player. The other one comes off the window, and before he even realizes what's happening, boop, backdoor tap in, and Guyan looks over his shoulder. He goes, what is going on here? In about 10 seconds, it's all of a sudden a 2-2 hockey game, just like that.
Well, and Mooney Shagabe is familiar with the bouncy boards. His brother is Jason Shagabe, who plays at the University of Minnesota Duluth, Mr. Hockey Award winner at Warroad, and has seen his brother play here a lot. So, wow, way to use that to the advantage, and it's tied up yet again.
Yeah, now it's up to Delano to shake that off. That wasn't easy to deal with, especially for their goaltender, senior goaltender Evan Guyan back there, doing just about everything right, but a series of bad bounces have put Warroad on the board twice, and now here they come. Odd man rush, takes the shot. That one misses the net, uses his buddy as a decoy, and elects to take the shot, and then he misses the net, and we got a whistle.
And a high hit there, elbowing by Daniel Hollandin.
Oh, wheels are coming off here for Delano as continued knockout punches come from Warroad. Down at one point down 2-0, but a high hit sends the goal scorer Gavin Anderson into the boards, and that's going to send Delano to the box. And Warroad has a chance to continue the avalanche.
Warroad's power play is lethal too. It comes into the day at 33.7%. The penalty kill for Delano is 83.8%.
Those 2 goals, by the way, officially 12 seconds apart. As, again, Delano scores twice in the first period, both on Daniel Hollandin goals. And in response, 2 goals in 12 seconds to open up the second period by Warroad. And a 2-0 hockey game is now knotted at 2 apiece, and Warroad skating with the man advantage, looking to add to the onslaught. Face-off won, but unable to be contained at the top of the zone by Warroad. Comes out to their own end, and they'll skate with it. Broden, Hontvet with it, dumps it in. Tiger penalty kill, tries to get it out at the corner, but it's kept in by Delano, by Warroad, into the far corner. The Warriors with it, atop of the right circle. Left on the right side, at the half wall, back up top, from the left point. Cross ice pass to the right point, looking for separation. Anderson again takes a shot, he scores! It's a rebound goal, and it was definitely deflected, but that's 3 straight for the Warriors, who are down 2-0 after 1. They now have their first lead of the hockey game. They're up 3-2.
Goal by Broden Hontvet there. Warroad puts the big body 6'4" defenseman in front of the net on the power play, and he gets his stick on that. Fantastic goal by Broden Hontvet. It's his 8th on the year. No more bigger than that one. Wow.
Exactly 3 minutes into the second period. That's 3 goals in 3 minutes as Warroad has really taken control of this hockey. I know they're only up 1, but that's 3 straight goals, and I know they've had a couple of fortunate bounces. But man, the Delano Tigers in desperate need to regain some composure. I wouldn't even
I would debate a timeout.
I was just thinking the exact same thing. It took the words right out of my mouth. Garen Van Bergen, he decides to keep it for later use. And play is back underway, back behind Guyan. Delano tries to get it out. They put it up at the half wall. Touched just briefly as it goes to the red line. And now at center ice, this is Grappentine. Dumps it into the far corner. Behind Guyan at the near half wall. Hollandin trying to break free. Warroad doesn't like it. They don't let him. And instead it's going to be an offsides here as they try to dump it in.
I was saying to Lauren Nelson during the intermission, I said that.
Name drop?
Name dropping a little bit. The Warroad needs to find something, and he said yes, quickly. And
I guess they did.
I guess they did. 3 goals in 3 minutes is as quick as it gets.
And again, a series of fortunate bounces for them.
Yeah.
They're giving it to Anderson, the third goal.
Interesting.
Yeah, I could have swore that was deflected out front, but that'll mean 2 goals thus far for Gavin Anderson to match the 2 for Daniel Hollandin for the Delano Tigers, but that's part of the 3-goal onslaught by the Warriors to open up period number 2. Play back underway. Here come the Warriors, touched in over the blue line. Grabbed by the Tigers in their own end. They'll do a circle back behind their own cage, looking for an outlet pass. They get it on the left wing. Massive collision right in front of Jay Hardwick and his bench. Stick goes flying into the Warroad bench as well. Nothing more comes of that. Long pass, just fails to click. Delano in their own end. This will be Bennett hauling in. Now for Brody Geislinger. At the far half wall, played by Wyatt Samuelson. Dump back into the Warroad end, played here by Delano. Centering pass, fails to get through to Lincoln Hargarten. Centering pass to no man's land. Nobody's there, but at the right point. Dump back in by Delano. Played here by Grant Brewitt. A little bit of keep away going on here as Delano tries to regain some order here after blowing a 2-0 lead. Shot from just outside the blue line. Gloved easily by Evan Guyan, and we'll get a face-off to his left. 11:56 left to go in the second. Thanks for joining us on KFAN.com/watch. All this coverage presented by James Hardy, #1 brand of siding in North America.
This game truly flipped very quickly into the second period, where the first period being all Delano, Warroad has just stamped the second period as all them so far.
One of the Hollandins touch it just to avoid the icing. At the left point, it's kept in by Delano. Fakes the shot, gives it off to Daniel Hollandin. Not make that Lance Hollandin. So many Hollandins, it's hard to keep them straight. It's like watching the Sutters play together on a team. We're doing our best here at the left post. Almost kept in by Delano. Instead, it squirts out to center ice. Left here for Brady Kangas. Comes free to the Warriors on their offensive end. At the blue line, Warroad backhands it into the offensive side. And at the half wall, the near half wall, ringed around the side, all the way down to the left of Guyan, back behind his cage. Centering pass thwarted by the Delano defense. Drop pass for Gavin Anderson, already a pair of goals in this hockey game, both coming in this second period to help respond after being down 2-0 after one period. The Warriors have opened the second with 3 consecutive markers. Battle for position. Delano finally able to get it out to neutral ice. In retreat, that's Mason Reed for the Warriors. Puts it on the left wing for Grappentine. Takes the shot from a long ways out. Swallowed up by Guyan. Hits him right in the center of that Delano chest plate. And a faceoff coming to his right. 10:31 left to go in period number 2, about halfway home in the second game of Semifinal Friday.
Shots now in favor of the Warriors, 14-12, due to their flurry at the start of this period.
Face-off won by Warroad. They drag it right to the net, but Guyan able to poke it free, sends it into the low slot. Another save by Guyan. Flips it up into the air and gets it out to center ice. Left for Connor Lund, puts it on the right wing. They'll dump it in. Guyan touches it as it goes behind his net. Leaves it for his defense. Here they come. Outlet pass, set up the wing for Perlick. Perlick over the blue line, but he does so offsides. His buddies were unable to hold the line. So a faceoff coming in front of Garrett Van Bergen in front of his bench at the Delano blue line.
Nobody was happier with the Tigers' win on Wednesday than Coach Van Bergen. He felt that he was always snake-bitten on Wednesday, and after 5 tries, finally getting through.
Get that monkey off their back.
Yeah, at least that monkey only lasted a short while, and it didn't last since, like, I don't know, 1945 or something like that.
Another direct shot at Zach Halverson. Here come the Warriors taking the shot. That goes into the far corner. Good save by Guyan once again. Kept in at the point from a long ways out. Saved by Guyan. Gloves it down, leaves it for his defense. Bobbles with it behind his cage, but able to get it out. But it stayed in, kept in at the right point. Dumped in by Warroad at the near half wall. Comes back out to center ice. Big collision in front of the scorer's table. To the left penalty bench. Dumped in shy of the red line, so that'll be icing, and Guyan is getting some company. 9:21 left to go in the second. We've got a TV timeout, but we don't play by their rules. We'll keep it here at KFAN.com/watch. Again, that's Danny Ryan. I'm Kevin Fallness, high atop Grand Casino Ice from the Al Shaver Press Box. We're bringing you the Tourney, presented by James Hardy, #1 brand of siding in North America. Well, we're about halfway through this hockey game, Danny. It was all Delano in the first. Warroad, series of fortunate events for them, have made this a 3-2 hockey game.
Yeah, but their luck was, favored by them. Fortune favors the bold, and they were certainly that to start this period. 3 goals in 3 minutes, and the Mooney Shogbe goal, I really think, is the exclamation point to tie this game up, using the boards to their advantage, Warroad, and then Mooney just burying that and regaining momentum that they never had in the first period. They had nothing offensively going, and it took into this second period that they finally got that going, and going they did. And they still look like they are buzzing right now, as Delano's a little bit more shell-shocked. I wonder if Coach Van Bergen for Delano is going to calm them down a little bit during this TV timeout.
12th season behind that Tigers bench compared to Jay Hardwick, who's in season number 14 for the Warriors. Definitely, obviously, a program that's well decorated, but it's been a while since Warroad has tasted a championship banner. And we know how much it means to them up there in Hockey Town, as we call them here in the state of hockey. 4 state titles, but nothing since 2005. They're hungry to get back in the winner's circle, aren't they, Danny?
Very hungry. I mean, and this is a coaching staff that, this is what they do. They are driven to win state. Coach Hardwick's grandpa was also a head hockey coach at Warroad. And then you look at their bench, son Shogbe out there. His son is Mooney Shogbe. It is a family affair, truly, and they just live and breathe hockey. And it's cool to see because it's just who they are, and Warroad is such a special hockey town, hockey community that everything revolves around that. Their graduations at the rink and everything. It's just really cool.
TV timeout just about over. The red lights are still on, but the combatants are waiting at the dot to the right of Guyan. A defensive zone faceoff here for the Tigers. Suddenly down 3-2 in this hockey game. If you're just joining us, you've missed a wonderful start to the contest. Semifinal Friday, part number 2. And here we go. Delano down 3-2. They lose the faceoff. Warroad has it at the red line. They dump it in. Guyan forced to play it behind his cage. Leaves it for his defense. Setting up. Warroad takes it away, though. Sets it up on the dot. Puts it on the circle. Shot didn't quite get through to Guyan. But Warroad continuing to apply the pressure here to the Tigers. Out shooting the Tigers now 17-12 in a first period that belonged to Delano. The Warriors have been able to turn the tables here in the middle frame. Delano with it in their own end. Home run pass, fails to click. Ends up back on the defense for the Tigers. They'll step over the red line and dump it to the left of Patrick Kennedy. Goaltender for the Warroad Warriors. Back out to center ice now. This is Brady Kangas with it, just inside the blue line. Tries to leave it for his partner. That's taken away by Warroad, and they've got it in their own end. Doing a little circle, home run pass. It connects at the blue line, but nowhere to go for Gavin Anderson, so he'll just flip it in on the backhand. At the near half wall, stripped aside by Warroad. They got it at the top of the right circle, takes the shot, hits a body in front, ends up in the blue paint for Guyan, and he's able to cover it up. Roderick Jackson looking for his 14th of the season, but it doesn't quite get through, and another faceoff coming to the left of Evan Guyan.
One of the things that I noticed about Warroad the first time I saw them this year is this is a team that does not have the superstar player that the last couple of years have had. You know, you look at Jason Shagabe, Hampton Slukinski, Damon Gardner. Like, these names aren't on this roster. It's just it's a deeper team this year than they've had in the past, and they are using that to their advantage right now.
Deeper, but not the flash, you say?
Yes.
Okay. Back underway here. 7:49 left to go in the second period. Warroad skating with a 3-2 lead. 5-on-5 hockey. Tourney on KFAN.com/watch. Thanks for joining us wherever you might be all across the great state of hockey. Even if you are up in Warroad, if you are in Delano, you couldn't make the trip down to St. Paul. Hopefully we're helping bring you inside the building here. Pretty nice little turnout here for Semifinal Friday.
It has to be one of the largest that I've ever seen.
Yeah.
The 200 level is open, and I would say there's probably a couple hundred people in the 200 level right now.
Pretty nice.
And Club would be hard to find a seat right now.
What do you think it'll be for AA tonight? You think it's going to be to the rafters?
Yeah, I think it's going to be.
Because it wasn't yesterday, was it?
It wasn't yesterday, but I do think that, you know, Moorhead and Edina is going to bring a really good crowd, and Rosemount making it to Friday that's going to hopefully spark something in that community as well.
Yeah, I was watching some of those games at Mariucci last night in a blowout for Michigan State. Gophers got thumped, so I was watching those games on TV and listening to you guys on my way home as well, and you could tell that there wasn't the atmosphere that you expected in the stands, but I'm sure that'll be different today as things move along. It has been already today, and we'll see how it progresses as the day goes on.
I think it will carry over to the night session.
Oh, good.
Were you Kevin from St. Louis Park last night texting in?
No, I took a shot at Halvey on my way home, and I heard what he made up on the fly, which was not very nice. Big save by Patrick Kennedy from the top of the right circle. Yeah, I heard that exchange as I was leaving the U of M campus, and it was very funny. But you know what? Let me tell you this much. The funniest guy in the room is always Zach Halverson. Just ask him. Face-off coming here. We're down to 6:29 left to go in the middle frame. Good hockey game here. Game 2 of Semifinal Friday. The Hemi Blue Jackets advanced with a 4-2 win earlier today to make it to the championship game, and they'll wait to see who they got to face. Will it be Delano? Will it be Warroad? Delano, a shot from the right point, saved by Patrick Kennedy. Some rough stuff in the near corner to his broadcast left. Nothing evolves from it, so we'll do another face-off here. An offensive zone face-off for the Tigers.
Kennedy has really settled into this game after letting those 2 goals go in the first period. The backup for Warroad.
Backup, but thrown into the spotlight because the usual guy, Finn Hansen, done for the season. He's been ruled out of the playoffs, so good chance here for Warroad. They're on the other end of the ice. Another big save by Evan Guyan, who makes himself large in that crease.
Yeah, Warroad's Gavin Anderson again with a really good opportunity right inside, but almost got too uptight and didn't have enough room there to actually make something happen. Actually, that was Mooney Shagabe.
Okay.
Sorry, that's my bad.
We'll allow it.
I'll just say top line Warroad.
There you go. And you can always, if you can't figure out who's holding the puck for Delano, just say Hollandin.
Yeah, that one works nearly every time.
Hollandin or Brewitt, maybe. The play back underway. Delano sends it the length of the ice, and now it's played by the Warroad defense. Up the half wall, down the left wing. Soft little pass up to the middle. Grabbed by Delano. Up the left side, back to the middle comes the Tigers. Left for Oja Connor. He has the puck come off his stick. He gets it back, though, at the near half wall. Connor with it. Into the near corner. Bit of a traffic jam. Gavin Anderson, though, able to get it out to center ice. Leaves it for Roderick Jackson. Jackson's sweet little move to get free. Sends it in the backhand. Saved by Guyan. Maybe helped out by his defense. Regardless, keeps it out of the cage. And here come the Tigers again. Trying to break through to the net was Brody Geisinger. Up top. Quick shot from the left point. Goes right through the low slot. Delano getting a line change and happy to do with that puck back behind the net. They send it all the way down and doesn't touch anyone at the red line. So an icing coming, and that means a face-off down in the defensive end for Warroad.
4:51 left in the second period. Shots 18-14 now in favor of Warroad. They're setting up to the left of Kennedy right now.
It's a pair of 13s on the dot. Kangas versus Hendrickson, won by Warroad's number 13. On the left side, here comes Casey Hendrickson. Hendrickson trying to weave through all the defense. Does get a shot, but it misses its target by a long ways. Goes off the end boards. It's another shot from the right wing. Fails to find its mark. Delano. Puck, big collision there right in front of Jay Hardwick and the Warroad bench. Puck comes out to center ice. Flopped in on net by the Tigers in the far corner. Grabbed again by Casey Hendrickson. Back out to center ice. Off the backhand, it's Lance Hollandin. Hollandin has it again. Steps over the blue line from the right circle from a bad angle. Whiffs on the shot, but kept in at the right point by Delano. In the far corner, Daniel Hollandin up top. Shot through a bunch of bodies. Just goes wide of its target. Warroad needs a breather, so they'll send it the length of the ice. Yes, it's icing, but yes, they also get a line change and a chance to grab their breath with 3:46 left to go in period number 2. Warroad 3, Delano 2.
That's something Warroad as a team always does really well. They're very good at situational awareness. Do we need a change? Do we need to ice to make that happen? Yes. Okay, we'll ice the puck.
Probably a good idea. They finally are able to get it back out to center ice, and here comes Hendrickson again, forced back behind the cage. That's actually Samuelson, number 12, not number 13, as he's got his jersey tucked into the back of his breezers. In the far corner to the left of Guyan at the far half wall. Up top, trying to send the pass out to Humanek. Delano able to break that up. Puck ends up behind Guyan. Delano sends it the length of the ice, and we're going to do another icing. It's getting choppy again. 3:14 left to go in the second. Warroad still leads 3-2.
It really feels like there are points of this game where it is very free-flowing, and then it goes to like an icing 5-minute spell.
Yep. They're showing some of the names that have come out of the Warroad group, and they were just showing TJ Oshie. Now on the big board, they're showing Bill Christian, Dave Christian, Brock Nelson. That's the one that got away from the Wild. I would have loved to have Brock Nelson last year. It didn't work out. Now he's a stalwart there with the Colorado Avalanche. 30 goals this season. I'm going to put you on the spot. Best player to come out of the Warroad Warriors. There's a few of them.
Henry Boucher.
Oh, obviously. Yeah, that's a great one.
Sorry, you made me
legendary.
think. Yeah.
Yep.
Boucher is the best to ever come out. There has been some greats, but he is the best.
Yeah, and that's saying something. You say he's the best out of that group. That's a great lineage out of the Warroad program. Rest in peace, Mr. Boucher.
Yeah, just passed away last year, I believe.
Chance here for Delano. Just goes into the low slot. Unable to get a handle on it, though, was Henry Tate. Comes out to the left half wall, and this is where it's played by Warroad. Grabbed by Tate again. He's got it on his stick. Tries to feed the pass through. That just fails to get to Geisinger. Warroad able to break it up, and it's at the Warroad blue line. Drop pass for Geisinger. Up top, kept in. Another shot. Hit some skates. Weird pass there as he's falling to the ice. Perlick set it up, and I think the pass was kind of unexpected there for the Tigers. We're under 2 minutes left to go in the second period. Warroad with a 3-2 advantage, but Delano pressing, led right now by Jackson Wallach. Tries to throw it in, follows the rebound, keeps it in at the blue line, looking like Quinn Hughes as he circles around the zone, takes the shot, just misses the far corner, and it circles all the way down, and it'll go the length of the ice. Grabbed by the Delano defense. Nice move to shake the forecheck for Warroad at the far half wall. Up the ice now here for Delano. Minute 24 left to go for Hollandin from the right circle. Has nothing, so he's forced to eat it in the near corner. At the near half wall. Kept in by the Tigers. Back again for Delano in the near corner. Tries to set it up to the point, but instead it squirts out to center ice, and Warroad able to get a line change. The Tigers tried to dump it in. It goes the length of the ice, ends up going out for an icing. So another whistle, and it's going to bring it all the way down to the right of Evan Guyan with exactly 1 minute left to go in period number 2.
Some back and forth action right there, but no real shot opportunity for Delano in the last couple of minutes. Warroad doing a good job keeping everything to the outside.
From the left point. Grabbed by the Tigers. Pushed out to center ice. Here comes Delano trying to get some breathing room down the right side. Nice defensive play by Warroad to take the puck away. Delano gets it right back, and then they give it back again. Delano in their own end. Looking for the pass. They find Geislinger. It's stripped away by the Warriors. About 25 seconds left to go in the second. Home run pass just out of the reach of Shagabe. Mooney Shagabe. Instead it'll be Icing, so it's an offensive zone draw for Delano. Down 3-2, 20 seconds left to go in the second period. A face-off win and a shot on goal. Who knows? You could go to the room here with a tie game after 34 minutes.
Yeah, if you're Delano, that would feel real nice right now after Warroad really took control of this period early and melted the rest of the 17 minutes away.
Face-off won by Warroad, kept in by Gavin Anderson. A pair of goals in the second period to help mount the comeback. He's taken a beating there in the near corner, and finally Delano able to spring it. Tried to set up the one-timer shot for the Tigers in the slot, but no one was home, did not connect, and that'll bring an end to the second period. So again, Delano led this thing 2-0 after one period of play, but the Warroad Warriors opened the second with a flurry. 3 consecutive goals, 2 by Gavin Anderson, and all of a sudden Warroad with a 3-2 advantage after 2 periods of play, and that's where we sit here on semifinal Friday. The winner of this one advances to face off against the top-seeded Hibbing Blue Jackets, but still a long ways home before we figure out who that'll be.
Truly the tale of two cities so far in this one. It was the best of times, it was the worst of times, and then it was the worst of times, and then the best of times. Who knows what's going to happen? Are both teams going to show up in the third, or is one?
Felt like Delano was all over the place in that first period, and then they come out, and Warroad gets a couple of fortunate bounces. They get it back behind Evan Guyan, and now they're skating with that 3-2 advantage. But you're right, who's going to get the bounces in the biggest third period of some of these kids' lives? When you talk about getting to the championship game, it's all going to be on the line in the final 17 minutes, and that's what's coming up here in just a little bit, about 15 minutes here on KFAN.com/watch. The Tourney's presented by James Hardy, #1 brand of siding in North America. He's Danny Ryan. I'm Kevin Fallness. Zach Halverson floating around as well. We'll take a break, and then when we continue, we'll bring you the third period from St. Paul. You're listening to The Tourney on KFAN.com/watch.
Minnesota weather is relentless. The ice, the snow, the summer humidity, your home's exterior can take a beating. What if your siding was made to stand strong through it all? Hardy Fiber Cement Siding is engineered for our climate. It resists cracking in the freezing cold and won't swell in the summer heat. You get the timeless beauty of wood with lasting protection and low maintenance. Your home deserves the #1 brand of siding in North America. Learn more at jameshardy.com. That's jameshardy.com. Minnesota weather is relentless. The ice, the snow, the summer humidity, your home's exterior can take a beating. What if your siding was made to stand strong through it all? Hardy Fiber Cement Siding is engineered for our climate. It resists cracking in the freezing cold and won't swell in the summer heat. You get the timeless beauty of wood with lasting protection and low maintenance. Your home deserves the #1 brand of siding in North America. Learn more at jameshardy.com. That's jameshardy.com.
Here we go, the third period in Game 2 of Semifinal Friday. We've got the makings of an epic finish. Warroad leads Delano 3-2 after 2 periods of play. That's Danny Ryan. I'm Kevin Fallness. Thanks for joining us at KFAN.com/watch. The tourney is presented by James Hardy, #1 brand of siding in North America. Danny, back and forth affair. Delano led 2-0 after 1. We wondered, how's Warroad going to get back in this thing? Well, they did so with a flurry of activities. 3 goals in the first 3 minutes of the second period. Take their first lead of the hockey game. And that's where we sit through 2 periods as we enter the final frame of Semifinal Friday. Someone's tournament is going to come to an end here in this third period.
Well, and then the flip side right now, I'm asking the question, how's Delano going to respond after that second period where they let 3 goals in?
We'll see. It was some fortunate bounces in favor of the Warriors. And now here's one for Delano. Big save by Patrick Kennedy. Goes down to his belly and is able to keep that puck out of the blue paint. But that was a shot out of nowhere, a chance out of nowhere for the Tigers. Here's another one from the left point, directed in on net by Oja Connor. Collision in the near corner. Looks like a delayed penalty. Delano's going to the power play just as Gavin Anderson touches the puck. And it's a power play just 32 seconds into the third period. It's a holding call. And the Tigers will skate with a man advantage, down 1 goal in this hockey game.
Yeah, let's see who's going and sitting down. That looks like it's Wesley Schreiner for the Warriors. Delano's at 27% on the power play, 0 for 1 on the day.
See what they can do. Puck is down, won by Delano to the right point, given off to the wing, takes the shot from the right circle, and it's a glove save by Patrick Kennedy.
If you are Delano, though, this is exactly what you wanted to start the third period.
Without a doubt.
Power play, let's get some momentum going, get some shots on net.
Another offensive zone faceoff for the Tigers to the left of Kennedy. Waiting for that puck to go down. It finally is, and it's won by the Warriors. Kept in at the right point, though, by Delano. Some traffic there. Finally able to get it off, but the Warriors able to create some congestion. Shorthanded chance here as they try to drag some time off the clock. Gavin Anderson, already 2 goals on the hockey game, takes a shot from just outside the near circle. Saved by Guyan, and he leaves it for his power play unit. They take it all the way down on the other end of the ice in the far corner to the left of Patrick. Kept in at the right point. Oja Connor with it. Comes into the slot, into the left circle. Kept in by Connor at the top of the point, to the right point. Cross ice pass. This will be Nelson. Takes the shot. Saved by Kennedy. At the near half wall, Daniel Hollandin, already a pair of goals on the day for him. He's got 2 for Delano. Anderson 2 for Warroad. 3-2 though. Warroad skating with the lead. Shot from high atop the top of the slot. That one by Daniel Hollandin, looking for the hat trick. Patrick Kennedy has other ideas, gloves it, and there's still 55 seconds left to go in the man advantage for the Tigers.
Easy save, though, there by Kennedy. But what he did well is just putting it into his glove and playing for the whistle.
Face-off one again by Warroad, but tries to rim it. It's intercepted by Bennett Hollandin. The half wall, leaves it for Henry Tate. He'll dump it down. Tate tries to drive the net. Instead, he passed a little too stern. Gets out of the reach of the Tiger attack, led by Jacob Perlick. Almost kept in at the right point. Instead, it squirts out to center. Big collision in front of the Warrior bench.
That one goes into the Warrior bench.
Yep. Hit some gloves, and Drops back out, but not before the ref sees it. Still 23 seconds left to go in the man advantage, but another offensive zone faceoff for the Tigers, down 3-2 with 14:51 left to go in regulation. Puck is down, won by the Tigers at the right point. Henry Tate off to his wing. Back to Tate again. This will be Connor. Down low, shoots, scores! From the doorstep. It's stuffed in by Brady Kangas, and we're even at 3 goals apiece. It's a power play goal for the Tigers.
Brady Kangas there just takes the puck right below the net and then goes 5-hole, walks it in through the crease, just slowly puts it 5-hole on Patrick Kennedy. Was set up below the goal line, walks it in and just 5-holes it.
Brady Kangas' 32nd goal of the season. Point number 80, a powerful Delano offense back on the board for the first time since a 2-0 lead in the first period. It was 3 straight by the Warriors, but they stopped the bleeding with a power play goal to open up the third period. And like you said, you couldn't have written the script any better for Delano. Coming out of the second period, they opened the third with a power play goal, and now we're back to a brand new hockey game.
That is the spark that Delano needed right now.
Now the question is, how does Warroad respond, and where does this hockey game go with a brand new set, the 3-3 hockey game? Puck bounces around in the low slot in front of Patrick Kennedy. Dave Wright announcing the goal by Brady Kangas. Point number 80 on the season for the young lad. Another chance here develops for Roderick Jackson. He takes the shot, had a vision of the far post, but this one comes out in front for Gavin Anderson. Throw the hats, he's got a hattie, and Warroad's back on top with a shot delivered from just in front of Guyan. Warroad leads 4-3.
Wow. When Warroad needs a goal, they turn to Gavin Anderson, and it can happen quickly, too.
And that was quick.
Oh,
Unfortunate bounce again for them that comes out in that low slot, and he buries it and made no mistake about it. Exactly 3 minutes into this third period.
Wow. Another fast start to the period.
What a setup by Roderick Jackson, by the way.
Behind the, like a no-look through his legs pass.
Put it up perfectly for him.
To a streaking Gavin Anderson down the slot. That's cool.
All right, 3 minutes into the third. Warroad has the lead back once again. 4-3 is the hockey game. Play back underway in the Delano end. They're saying second of the game, so I got to check the scoring summary here. At one point, they said Gavin Anderson had a pair.
The
they took one away.
Goal that we thought was Broden Homfin is Broden.
Okay, so that's the deal. You can take those hats, put them back on your head. That would explain that.
Yes.
Initially, they did announce Gavin Anderson with his second of the hockey game at the time. So this one will be his second. Still in search of the hat trick, but regardless, puts Warroad back on top, 4-3, early in the third. Warroad trying to add to it. Ooh, shot put on net. You heard it clang off the outside of the pipe. And now here comes Delano. Down the left wing, trying to crash towards the net. Taken off the skate, off the stick by the Warroad back check. Here comes Delano, led by Daniel Hollandin. Pretty sure he's got 2 goals on the game. I don't think they took one away from him.
Well, that's still accurate.
That was a very fast start for Delano as Daniel Hollandin, got his 42nd and 43rd of the season to get Delano out to a 2-0 start. 3 straight by Warroad in the second, and now here we got some fireworks in the third. It's 4-3 in favor of Warroad with 12.5 minutes left to go in regulation. Hollandin, one of the Hollandins, finds Brady Kangas over the blue line. Takes the shot! Oh, it hit off of Patrick Kennedy and went straight up in the air. Another one of those optical illusions. I thought it was going to end up behind him. Instead, it went straight up in the air. And no problem as Warroad takes it the other way. Again, offsides. That one by about a country mile. He was coming in with such a head of speed, but what he didn't realize is that Connor Lund was significantly offside. We'll put it that way.
What I like is Connor Lund just like snakes his way back into the bench and just sits down in the middle of it. Like, I don't want to talk to anybody. I'm just going to get off the ice right now.
He had so much speed coming down the right wing, too.
I know.
Play is back underway. Warroad wins the draw, steps over the red line. They'll dump it in, back behind Guyan. Comes out to center ice, dumped back in by the Warriors. Played at the side of his cage is Guyan. He'll leave it back behind his net for his defense. Squirts out to center ice. Warroad grabs it there, looking for the outlet pass, just flips it in. Does so with a high stick, but doesn't matter. Warroad in pursuit. Delano, though, able to get it in front of their own bench. Drops it out to center ice, and Warroad's there waiting for it. This time they stay on side. Steps over the blue line, takes the shot. Blocker save by Guyan. Back behind his net. This is Roderick Jackson with it. Leaves it off. Shot from the near half wall by Ryan Shagabe. And it's a save by Guyan. Another face-off coming. 11:21 left to go in this one. Warroad back in front. They lead Delano 4-3.
Good stab right there on Shagabe's shot by Guyan, preventing the rebound. There hasn't been that many good rebound opportunities in this game. Both goaltenders really shutting that down, I would say. Guyan has had fantastic control on that, and Patrick Kennedy's had the same.
Offensive zone faceoff win by Warroad. Stripped away, though, by Delano, and they've got it in their own end. Cross-ice pass at the center line for Brady Kangas. Drags it in, and puck ends up at center ice. Dumped back in once again by Jackson Wallach. Home run pass for Warroad. That fails to click as the Delano stick touched it. Knocked it out of midair. Right in front of the scorer's bench. Here comes Warroad. Dumps it in. Guyan tries to play it behind his own cage. Goes over his stick, and it's in the far corner. Dragged down. No penalty on that one.
That could have been.
Much to the chagrin of a lot of the Warroad faithful that made the trip. What is it, 5 hours?
6.
6 hours. You know what? The gas pedal's on your right. Shot! Save!
Oh!
It's in the paint! Scores! Initial save by Evan Guyan, but it's knocked underneath them through the blue paint. It sat there what probably felt like an eternity, but Casey Hendrickson, the junior with his 8th of the season, gives Warroad a little breathing room. They lead 5-3.
Evan Guyan thought he had that squeeze between his pads, but it actually shot out just a little bit behind the, and it was sitting in the crease. And like you said, Kevin, that felt like minutes there as he squeezed it, and he thought he had it, and it just was an easy tap by Casey Henderson.
Time stood still there as that puck danced on the red line, but Hendrickson swoops in and nails his 8th of the season. 6:36 of the final frame. Warroad has their 2-goal lead once again. It's 5-3. 10:18 left to go in period number 3. Play back underway. Deep in the Warroad end of things. Delano trying to restore order. Puck goes into the far corner to the left of Patrick Kennedy. And the Warriors able to get it out to center ice once again. In pursuit, here they come. Shot taken on net. You heard it hit the outside of the cage again. Goes into the near half wall. Behind Guyan. Anderson trying to get it out front. Knocked off the puck. Dave Wright announcing the Hendrickson goal. Put Warroad up 5-3, make that. Under 10 minutes left to go in regulation. Delano once again trying to fight from behind. At one point they had tied this hockey game 3-3, but 2 goals in a row by the Warroad Warriors. That put the boys from up north, 6 hours north, I'm told, back on top with a 2-goal advantage. Puck goes all the way down. We're going to get no icing. They call off the icing. So Delano forced to play it. Home run pass set up on a tee in the offensive zone for Delano. Comes out to the right point. Shoots. Save by Kennedy. Fortunate bounce right at the top of the right circle, but Kennedy makes the save. Another one from a bad angle. Kennedy puts the blocker down. Leaves it for his the forecheck, and they'll send it the length of the ice. Goes in the near half wall. Played here by Mason Reed. Another one hits off the side of the cage. Guyan gobbles that up, and we'll get a face-off to his right. First TV timeout of the third period, but we'll keep it here and remind you again, you're listening to KFAN.com/watch. It's the Tourney presented by James Hardy, #1 brand of siding in North America, and we got a good one on the horizon here. Not only these two games right now, Class A semifinal Friday coming up later on, you got the AA action as well, including Edina against Moorhead. That's the nightcap, correct?
That is the nightcap.
Outstanding. What do you think? Edina and Moorhead, what separates those two squads? Of course, Moorhead, the defending champs, but Edina, they're Edina.
I know, and it's a rematch of a semifinal game last year, and it's a rematch of the football state championship game as well. I'm excited for that one. Moorhead's going to come in with so much skill all over, up and down the ice. But also, Edina can keep with any team. They can skate with any team. Their goaltender, Chase Bjorgard, is a fantastic goaltender. He was their running back on their football team. He is a really good player. I don't know. That one's a toss-up for me. We've gotten two good ones here so far, Kevin.
Yeah,
today.
You know what? I never have a problem. I love semifinal Friday on the Class A level. That's the hand-me-downs I get from Halvey as he rests his voice. But I'm always happy to do it because it's always a blast. We always have so much fun. You typically see the more lopsidedness on the quarterfinal action. You get the semifinal Friday, and it's as even as they come. And this is a perfect example. You got the number 2 and the number 3 seed going toe-to-toe. Yeah, Warroad's up 5-3 now with about 8.5 minutes left to go in regulation. But this has been a back-and-forth close hockey game. It's been fun.
But truly in Class A, I think every year you have like maybe 5, 6, even 7 teams that are the top teams in the state. Well, when you get to the last 4 teams, there is a very high likelihood that all those teams are either top 5 or top 10. And so that any team has a shot to win state at that point when you get to semifinal Friday.
So we opened up this third period with Delano trailing by a goal. Brady Kangas on the power play, 2:21 in. Tied the game at 3 apiece, but the next 2 have gone to the Warriors. Gavin Anderson, an even strength goal at the 3-minute mark. Then 3.5 minutes later, Casey Hendrickson extends that lead to 2. And Warroad skating with their first 2-goal lead of the hockey game. It went from 2-zip in favor of Delano to a 3-2 lead by the Warriors, even at 3 apiece, and 2 straight from the Warriors. Give them a little bit of breathing room. I doubt they feel secure at this point. Still a lot of hockey game left to be played, and the faceoff is down to the right of Guyan, won by Delano. They'll skate with it in their own end. Drop pass led in the far corner for the Tigers. Home run pass right up the middle for Kangas. Just about split the defense, but good job by Warroad defensively. Here comes Delano, led by Connor Lund. Down the right side, almost broke free. But nice defensive play by Dylan Nelson to get it off his stick. Puck goes just past Nelson in the far half wall. He tried to flip it out to center ice. Instead, it ends up on the stick of Guyan. He'll leave it behind the trapezoid for Oja Connor. Kangas with it again. Steps over the blue line. Leaves it for his defense. Trying to shake free. Instead, he's banged off the puck by Connor Lund. Stats up a 2-on-0. All by himself. Has the decoy. Hits the outside of the cage. That would have been the knockout punch, but that one just failed to click. And here comes Kangas now. 1-on-1. Nice defensive effort there by Wesley Schreiner. Wow. Back and forth action. That could have been a knockout punch on one end of the ice. And Schreiner was able to thwart the effort by the Tigers on the other side.
2-on-0, Kevin.
2-on-0. Ends up passing it, hits the outside of the cage, ran out of runway, but regardless, keeps it out of the net, does Guyan, and they dodge that bullet. At the blue line, and that's going to be a hand pass.
Yep.
They had 2-on-1 develop if they could keep it on sides. They did, but the hand pass will thwart that, and that means a defensive zone faceoff for the Tigers, down 5-3.
And it all started with a fantastic hit by Connor Lund there to knock, it looked like a Delano player off the puck, and then Lund could not connect on that 2-on-1 or 2-on-0.
Yeah, 2-on-0. Hontved to Lund, and Lund hits the outside of the cage as he ran out of real estate. Puck is back down, ends up at center ice, and it's left for Avon Honvet. At the red line, dumped into the far corner to the right of Guyan. His defense comes back and gets it. Now they're going to take it up the left side. Looking for the pass, doesn't find it, so steps over the red line, then sends it into the far corner to the far half wall. Kept in at the right point, takes the shot. Patrick Kennedy watches it go right past him. In the near corner. Down to 6.5 minutes left to go in a 5-3 hockey game. Whistle is blown.
I think it's just because the puck was covered.
Okay.
Not because of a penalty.
It was happened right after the collision, and as we watch the replay, the Tiger player was driven into the ice by Ryan Lee's elbow.
Oh,
and there is a penalty.
Yeah. No.
Fake out.
Fake out.
Everybody's circling around towards the kid. It looks like somebody's going. What are they doing?
Yeah, that's weird.
The refs are all at each dot. The guy that we thought was going to be the perpetrator started going towards the bench. He goes, no, I'm going this way.
No, psych.
Remains 5-on-5, 6:27 left to go in this hockey game. Puck was down just inside just outside the blue line, the Warroad blue line, won by the Warriors. They'll send it into the offensive zone. Center pitch, save by Guyan! 2 big saves by Guyan in the low slot. Another save to keep their hopes alive. That for him was his save of the game.
Again, Connor Lund just snake bitten with 2 fantastic opportunities, unable to convert.
And I don't know how that one didn't go. That was right there in prime real estate, and Guyan was able to fend it off.
Whoa.
Tigers with it just inside the blue line. That'll be offside, so we'll do the face-off in front of Jay Hardwick and company. 5:43 left to go in regulation. Warroad still leads 5-3, outshooting Delano 30-22.
If something happens to Warroad in this game, I don't know if Connor Lund is making it on the bus back. Might just get left down here.
Play is back underway at neutral ice. Is that going to be icing? No, they wave off the icing. Guyan forced to play it, but it comes out, and there's a tense moment there as the puck was intercepted by the Warriors. Squirts out to center ice. And now here comes Bennett Hollandin, one of 3 Hollandins on the afternoon. All 3 have been prolific, including cousin Daniel, who's got a pair of goals, his 42nd and 43rd of the season, but he and the Tigers are down 5-3 with just over 5 minutes left to go in regulation. What a collision at the blue line. The force delivered by Bennett Hollandin. Nothing comes of it. Instead, the puck goes all the way down. It'll be icing, so it'll be an offensive zone faceoff for the Tigers with just 5:02 left to go in regulation, and they trail the Warriors by 2 goals.
Yeah, Wyatt Samuelson, the Warroad player there, just crumpled at that hit. Kind of a blindsided hit only because he got sucker passed into where he was hit. Oh, wow.
Offensive zone faceoff for the Tigers. Lance Hollandin on the draw here for Delano. Puck is down. Warroad comes up with it, though, at the left wing, and here they come. It's a 2-on-1 if they make it happen. He keeps it, hits the crossbar. That could have been lights out. Off the crossbar, it goes into the protective netting, and we're going to get another face-off. Another 2-on-1 kind of develops willy-nilly, ends up taking the shot, and like I said, finds the crossbar.
Mooney Shagabe, the Warrior this time, and he has a rifle for a shot, too.
Had the goaltender beaten. You know,
Yeah.
give him credit. I mean, maybe give Guyan credit, too, for cutting down the angle, only leaving the top shelf to shoot for.
Man,
But
it
woof.
was there.
That is a new shade of black on that red crossbar. Another good shot here from the left circle. Saved by Guyan. Goes up to center ice. We're down to 4.5 minutes left to go. Again, the clock is the enemy of the Tigers. They're down 2 goals here. They need to get one in a hurry. To this point, we'll keep an eye on Evan Guyan. At some point, he'll probably make his way to that Delano bench, but not when there's a 2-on-0 developing. Here comes a 3-on-0. Comes back out again. Another big save. Right there in the mix of it all was Gavin Anderson looking for the hat trick and the knockout punch. But that at one point was a 3-on-0.
And just fanned on, too, and nothing happened.
No shot delivered. Puck all the way down here for the Tigers. An interesting moment in the low slot. They finally get a shot, but the puck comes all the way out to center ice. And now here comes Gavin Anderson with it again. Keeps it, takes the shot, glove saved by Guyan. He'll swallow it up, and we're going to get a face-off. Mad action on both ends of the ice, including after the defenseman lost his footing. What developed into a 3-on-0 against Evan Guyan, and thank the hockey gods for somehow, some way, the high-powered Warriors weren't able to put it behind them.
Yeah, Roderick Jackson just could not find the puck. He lined up, and it just fell off of his stick.
Offensive zone face-off right off the post. He makes the save again, does Guyan, but it trickles through, and by just the narrowest of margins, hits the far post to keep it a 5-3 hockey game. Warroad able to keep it inside their offensive zone, takes the shot. That one hits off the end wall. Springy Boards puts it on the left half wall, and now we're back out to center ice. Warroad content to keep it there and deeper. They finally do, but they'll do it at the expense of icing. A face-off coming with 3:25 left to go in this hockey game. It's an offensive zone face-off for Delano. Still too early to pull him, though, is it not?
It's still a little too early to pull him.
You're down by 2.
I debate it. You know,
he almost knocked it into his own net.
He really did. Okay, here's the timeout.
I bet they pull him. You're down by 2.
I would.
Your tournament's on the line.
I would.
You get an offensive zone face-off.
You need 6 goals to win right now. 3 minutes and 25 seconds left. That gives you the best opportunity at least to tie it.
Put all 3 Hollandins out there. Pull out a couple of the kids from the junior high as well that are coming up through the ranks. Just a all Hollandin reaction here.
Start recruiting from the stands.
Sure.
Are you finished? Are you a Hollandin? Okay, come on, let's go. Yeah, wow.
So what, in your mind, what's Garrett Van Bergen saying behind that Delano bench? In his 12th season, as he tries to align the troops, this is your last gasp. 3:25 left in your tournament. You need 2 goals to at least tie it and force extra hockey. What's he saying to the troops here?
He's drawing up a scoring play right now, and I think Guyan's not a part of this, the goaltender. I think he's pulled with the face-off down there. He's looking at the clock and seeing what's going on. Maybe Guyan will stay out there, but he drew up a scoring play for the team. What he sees he wants them to do.
I think he's going back into his crease.
I could tell because of where Garrett was drawing, and then he looked up at the clock, and then he looked back down and continued to draw. So that, to me, was like, okay, he's not ready yet to pull that goaltender.
All right, so the Tigers use their timeout. Again, at one point, this game was tied at 3, but too quick by the Warroad Warriors. Put them on top 5-3. That's where we sit. 3:25 left to go in regulation. Offensive zone faceoff for the Tigers, though it's won by Warroad. Gets in front of that Warroad bench, dumped in by Guyan. Thankfully, he's between the pipes. He's able to stop that one and leave it for his defense. Sends it up the left wing. Met at center ice once again by the Warriors. Guyan leaves it for his defense. Played here by Oja Connor. He's still between the pipes. We're back out to center ice. And you got to be thinking here with under 3 minutes left to go. At some point, Guyan's going to make his way to that Delano bench. He's not there yet. Good thing, because here comes Warroad again from the right circle. Big slapper delivered by Roderick Jackson. Bigger save by Evan Guyan. 2:46 left to go in this hockey game. Warroad with an offensive zone faceoff with a 2-goal lead.
Yeah, and that 30-second spurt right there, Delano never controlled the puck, never gave Guyan an opportunity to leave. And now Warroad with an offensive zone faceoff, truly forcing Guyan to stay out there.
Puck is down to Guyan's left in the circle. Dumped into the near corner behind the trapezoid at the right wing. Outlet pass sent up the side for Henry Tate, just out of his reach. So Delano, or make that Warroad able to send it the length of the ice. 2.5 minutes left to go in this hockey game. Played in his own end. Left here for Perlick. Behind his cage, Delano sends it up the ice. They'll do so with an icing, but they wave off the icing. Why'd they wave that one off?
I don't understand that.
That was kept in. Nope, it was just
No,
goes
it's
off
offside.
sides. So here comes the situation. 2:13 left to go. I have no idea why that icing was waved off, but regardless, faceoff is going to come in front of the Warroad bench. Jay Hardwick and company watching anxiously as they skate with a 5-3 lead. 2:13 left to go in the hockey game.
Guyon's at the bottom of the hash marks, about 6-7 feet outside of the crease, ready to skate off.
They win the faceoff. They do get it into that zone. He's still in his crease at this point in time. He's looking to the bench, looking for further direction from the coaching staff.
Banging
Taps
his
his stick. Hey, what do you want me to do? Remember me back here to your left. He's still there for now. Hollandin takes that shot behind the net. Intercepted. Centering pass. That fails to get through. A couple of whacks at it and knocked out to center ice. Minute 45 left to go in this hockey game. Delano needs a push, and they need it now. Guyon's still in his crease at this point in the between the circles, and now he makes a mad dash for the bench. Extra attacker on board here for the Tigers. Deep in Delano territory, kept in at the right side. Make that Warroad territory at the left point. Delano with it at the half wall, in the near corner. Trying to get something going. Kept at arm's length at this point. Squirts into the slot. Hollandin is there. Takes an extra whack at it after the goaltender had it covered. None of the Warroad players appreciated that. And another faceoff coming to his right. A minute 16 left to go in this one. Yawning, wide open cage to our broadcast right. That means 6-5 hockey for the duration of regulation, assuming how things play out here.
Now, when you're up by 2 goals, I am a proponent of icing the puck and going for the empty net goal.
I got no problem with that.
Now,
I
if you're up by 1, I don't like that as much. Up by 2, it's fine.
This must be a timeout here for Warroad?
I would assume so.
Because I'm pretty sure Delano used theirs.
Yes. No, this is okay. It is Warroad's timeout. The TV just labeled it wrong for 2 seconds.
Oh, okay. So that sets the stage here. Again, if you're just joining us, thanks for joining us on KFAN.com/watch. It's the Tourney presented by James Hardy, #1 brand of siding in North America. He's Danny Ryan. I'm Kevin Falness, and we're high atop Grand Casino Ice here live from the Al Shaver Press Box as we bring you the finale of the Class A portion of Semifinal Friday. In this one, Delano actually tied the game to open up the third period on a power play goal, evened it up at 3 goals apiece. The next 2, though, go to the Warroad Warriors, and that's where we sit. We got just a minute 16 left to go in regulation. Delano has pulled their goaltender. A face-off coming right in front of the Warroad bench. Do you think he stays out here? I mean, what do you got to lose, right?
Yeah.
76 seconds left?
Yeah, we're not going to see Evan Guyon again unless Warroad scores an empty netter.
I was wrong. I guess this will be an offensive zone faceoff for the Tigers. For some reason, I thought it was called offsides, but an offensive zone faceoff. So of course, Guyon stays on the box, stays on the bench with 76 seconds left to go in this hockey game. Warroad with a shot advantage, 36-26. But what matters is what's on the scoreboard. Warroad trying to get back to the state tournament and win their first title since 2005. Puck is down. Won by Warroad, rim it outside. They got it. It's still inside their zone, but they'll send it the length of the ice. And here comes that icing that Danny talked about. Another offensive zone draw for the Tigers, down to a minute 8 left to go as they rag just 9 seconds off the clock. 8 seconds off the clock. Nice math.
Yeah, 68 seconds left in the regulation. Again, ice it. That's my strategy right now, ice it.
Well, they'll have the opportunity because they won the faceoff. They'll rim it around, kept in at the right point, barely, and then it finally does squirt out to center ice. It's played here by Daniel Hollandin. You hear Dave Wright explain there's a minute left to go in the hockey game and possibly the season for the Tigers unless they mount a mad rally. 5th trip to state. They get their first quarterfinal win on Wednesday, and they need some magic here in the final 45 seconds to keep the season alive. Kept in at the left point. Again, open net here for the Tigers. So it's 6-on-5 hockey for the duration of regulation. Tried to take the shot just outside the blue line. Fails to do so, and we're down to 26 seconds left to go. Last gasp here for the Tigers. Can they put it on net? It's in the near corner. And instead, it's Warroad that escapes with it. Directs it out to center ice is Mason Reed. He's got it, sends it out to his partner, shoots, he scores. An empty net goal for Mooney Shagabe. And that should ice a 6-3 win for the Warroad Warriors, as it looks like they're going to dismiss Delano on semifinal Friday.
Yeah. Wow. After the first period that Delano put on, and they put on a clinic today, Warroad just came back and answered. And then in the third, again, Warroad answered. That was kind of funny. Like, they truly answered the bell every single time that they needed to.
Yep. Unbelievable rally for Warroad, who were down 2-0 after one period of play, but they were able to, even when they was tied 3-3, they knock out 3 consecutive goals, including the empty netter to seal it. And just like that, Warroad's going to advance to the Class A championship game Saturday at noon, where they'll face off against the Hibbing Blue Jackets, a battle of a couple of northern teams going toe-to-toe, looking for a state title. For the Delano Tigers, their season comes to an end, 23-5-2, get their first win at state in 5 trips, but it'll end in defeat on semifinal Friday. But meanwhile, for the Warroad Warriors, they're looking for their 5th title in school history. They've done it in 1994, 1996, 2003, and 2005. It's been a long time, though, Danny, as we've talked about. Haven't done it since 2005. They get a chance to add to the trophy case if they can take care of business tomorrow against a very good Hibbing Blue Jackets team.
They're going to be real hungry for that one tomorrow. But both squads are, especially, Warroad, you look at the history, and Hibbing, you look at just the recent history of last year and how that ended for them.
So we had some fun here. Class A semifinal Friday. Set this table for us for the Class AA action coming up here later on, featuring you and Zach Halverson. We already talked about the nightcap. Moorhead taking on Edina. Can anyone stop, though, the Minnetonka Skippers?
It's going to be tough. Minnetonka in the quarterfinal game just handled Gentry. Just the machine came out and the machine took care of business. Now, Rosemount could have a shot. They play more free-flowing, kind of like the Hibbing and Warroad Delano teams that we saw here today. And if they can play free-flowing and put Tonka on their heels at point, I think they could have a shot. But Tonka's my pick in that one.
You guys will be back on the air at 6 o'clock, and it sounds like this evening you'll be on the big stick, KFAN. Or you can also go to KFAN.com/listen. Then you'll move back over to the Plus for the second game while the Wild take over the airwaves. Pregame at 8:45 in that one. A very busy day for the Wild leading into the NHL trade deadline, which has come and gone. It's going to be a different looking roster when they take the ice tonight against the Vegas Golden Knights. We'll have all the action for you at on the flagship starting at 8:45 and through the post game somewhere around midnight. As for tomorrow, the Class A championship and the AA championship will both be heard on KFAN The Plus. You need more information, you can go to KFAN 103 on the Twitter machine. Halvey has all the information on his Twitter feed as well. Social media can keep you abreast of all the action, but we'll have you covered from tonight through tomorrow on one of the supreme locations supplied by our friends at iHeartRadio and presented by James Hardy, #1 brand of siding in North America. So noon tomorrow. Real quick, Danny, give me a preview. The high-flying #1 seeded Hibbing Blue Jackets taking on the Warroad Warriors, a battle of 2 teams that don't like each other very much from up north. It's going to be fun. I think this will be a high-flying one. You predicted, 10 goals today. You almost got there. What are you expecting tomorrow?
I think it's going to be very close to the same. I don't know. I'm pretty excited about it. Both squads have some real top-end players, and I think they're going to be outshining tomorrow. I don't know. Are you free, Kevin?
Yeah, I'll be here. I'll be here
Okay.
for it. We
Okay.
got Beyond the Pond starting at 10 o'clock. That'll take us right into the drop of the puck. Beyond the Pond on the Fan with myself and Pat Micheletti, joined by Marcus Foligno.
Oh, wow.
Amongst some other, we got Tony Scott from Youth Hockey Hub, and we've got Mark Mosier, play-by-play voice of the Colorado Avalanche. So a fun Beyond the Pond, 10 to noon. Then we'll move over to the Plus for the Single-A championship game against the Warroad Warriors and the Hibbing Blue Jackets. Double-A final will be on the Plus as well with Danny Ryan and Zach Halverson on the call. Had a lot of fun today. I know you guys are going to have some fun tonight as well. Danny, take care. This was awesome. I can't wait to be with you again tomorrow, but take care of Zach Halverson tonight. First of all, I'd put some plastic in between you and him. He doesn't sound so great, but he's a gamer. I know he'll come to shine tonight once the red light is on.
The little COVID barrier.
Please wear a mask. Make him wear a mask. It'll make for a weird broadcast, but he sounds not so great, but I'm sure he'll do a fantastic job. Danny, thank you. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
Sounds great.
There you go, Danny Ryan. Again, it's the Tourney on the Plus, on the Fan, on KFAN.com/watch, wherever you find it. We thank you for listening, and it's all presented by James Hardy, #1 brand of siding in North America. For Danny Ryan and Zach Halverson, I'm Kevin Fallness. Enjoy your night, enjoy the hockey, and go wild.
Minnesota weather is relentless. The ice, the snow, the summer humidity, your home's exterior can take a beating. What if your siding was made to stand strong through it all? Hardy Fiber Cement Siding is engineered for our climate. It resists cracking in the freezing cold and won't swell in the summer heat. You get the timeless beauty of wood with lasting protection and low maintenance. Your home deserves the #1 brand of siding in North America. Learn more at jameshardy.com. That's jameshardy.com.